I met pop culture icons, interviewed vendors, got comic market predictions from a collectibles professional, and possibly created one of the most high-dollar Back to the Future comics yet. I did all this and way more at Fan Expo New Orleans 2025. Don't miss it. What is up, guys? Welcome to the Paper Chase channel. My name's John. I'm going to bring you guys a great con experience today. If you could, hit the like button if you do want to support the channel. A lot of things to go through, so we're going to jump right into this. So I'm going to just basically share with you my experience. The biggest thing about this particular con is the guests that they got were out of this world. Not only was it the most guests that I think that they've ever had, but the guests that were there were from my favorite franchise ever. You know, the marketing factor of it was Back to the Future reunion. And this was pretty much every single notable actor in Back to the Future, other than Crispin Glover, was at this con, including Huey Lewis.
I'm afraid you're just too darn loud.
I got to see and meet all of them, got some things signed. I'm going to share all that with you guys. It was pretty wild. Of course, I picked up a few comic books just to give you guys a taste of what was going on there, how things were looking. Here's some footage.
Alrighty.
What are we doing?
We are, this is day one, heading into Fan Expo, New Orleans. It is cold as shit. We just did a little pregame in the parking lot, getting ready for our Back to the Future trivia. We're gonna talk to some comic people, ask some questions.
How do you think you would do it Back to the Future trivia?
I think I would do very well.
Yeah. I used to have all the dates memorized of like where they went.
So what are you looking for at this con here?
I'm looking to see the Back to the Future panel.
Yeah?
That's mostly why I'm here.
Man, I'm just here to hang out and see the chaos that goes on. I think I'm here to see people who are dressed up like Marty McFly, which are right in front of us, actually. Nice. Some people going on.
Enter here.
I'm imagining some snappy music going on right now when you're...
I did a report on Michael J. Fox in 8th grade for one of my classes, and I had to make a poster. I drew a DeLorean on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's how deep my
You drew it?
fandom goes. Yeah.
Do you still have that?
No, I wish I did.
All right, we are heading into Back to the Future trivia.
Yes.
Are we ready?
Are you ready?
I think so.
Yeah.
I've been preparing for
These
like
guys,
40 years, 30 years.
You guys are ready. You guys are ready.
What is Doc Brown's first name?
Emmett.
Doc Brown's first
Boom, boom.
He knows it.
What does the L stand for?
No clue.
I don't think they've ever said.
Is this something you need to know?
Doctor.
No, they don't. It's not in the movie, so it shouldn't count.
Is this just fan lore?
Lucius?
Larry.
Fan lore? Larry? No, it's
Lawrence.
not Larry.
Lawrence. Oh shit! Here we go.
There's a
All right,
wrestling
here we go. Here we go.
Oh, it says no cameras.
Mr. Tom Wilson.
That was the highlight definitely of this con for me. But not only that, I got to dress my son up as Marty McFly, and the kid is just the coolest kid I've ever seen. He pulled it off so well. He handled it so well. He was so good. I'll show a little footage of him in his outfit. Completely killed it. Nolan, your dad loves you so much, and you're just the coolest.
Making a pretty good little money, dude.
Make a one man weep, make another man sing. Change your heart to a little white dove. More than a feeling, that's the power of love.
I know one thing I love doing, and some of the most fun to do at cons is chatting with all the vendors and the people that sell comics there. And I met, quite a few of them, quite a few I'm already friends with, and they're local sellers. And I actually had some good conversations with them that I'm going to share with you guys right now. Day 3, final day, just me, myself, and I. Gonna go in there, hunt comic books, talk to comic sellers, down to the bare bones, the primitive, what this channel is about, really.
Definitely Secret Wars 8.
Yeah.
New Mutants 98.
Yeah.
Right? Always the heavy hitters, man.
We always sell, believe it or not, Demon #1.
Dude.
We sold a few of those.
We put one up on Friday,
Yeah.
and then we put one up on Saturday, sold them both.
Believe it or not, I think.
Right when we put them up.
Yeah.
But the hotter titles are always Amazing Spider-Man, and X-Men has really been picking up lately.
Turtles and X-Men I've found. I've sold a good bit of bronze and silver X-Men. Turtles, everyone's asking about the early Turtles. Everybody's wondering about Mirage. Usually that stuff's not exactly cheap, so a lot of people have been asking about the Back to the Future, obviously, from the show.
Yeah, our first sale today was $5, and she must have been 19, 20.
We see them at every convention.
Yeah.
Hopefully more in the anime. More in the anime.
They are.
Yeah. I think it's harder for how much books are. $4 or $5 a book
man,
now? It's tough to buy, get
Anime's
kids
a
to be
big
in
thing,
that,
man.
unless they get into digital. I mean, that's why I tell them, try to look into that Marvel Unlimited. If you want to read, you can go digital. But the DC, they're doing the anime trade paperbacks. Have you seen that? That's good. Supposedly sales on that are going excellent. So that's helping get the youth back into it. I think they did Dark Knight Returns and Watchmen.
They did.
In those, and sales have been great. So that's good.
Definitely, that's at this show they're buying Sonic the Hedgehog, Simpsons, and with the Back to the Future crowd, I've sold a few Back to the Future.
Nobody too young, no little kids. I've had some teenagers come up and buy stuff. Actually, one guy who's 17, 18-year-old, they were trying to make a move on my ASM 300. We didn't work it out, but some young guys. One kid was interested in some trades, there was interest for sure.
100%.
Yeah, it was 50-50 for us. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we sold it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We sold a bunch of them, man.
Are people looking at grades, or are they just buying the book?
It's half and half. I had a guy in here yesterday. He wanted the Lethal Protector, and that's he just wanted it. He didn't care about the grade. He just wanted it in this, so you didn't have to worry about it. I like slabs. I slab my books personally for the encapsulation, but I do it for the value for my boys. Because they're gonna get the value. I'm in it for the chase, baby.
He said it. Normally, I would say half your sales at a show for me is going to be graded. There definitely is always going to be a market for graded comics right now, especially if you're paying, $1,000 or plus a book. Gives you some confidence in the condition and the value.
And like I said, I've been having trouble moving graded books. During the boom, I think people were just grading everything. I think it got a little out of hand. I understand blue chip keys getting graded. I fully support that. I get that. In terms of the randomness, I stay away from it. A lot of people have been trying to trade graded stuff, and I've kind of stayed away from it. But obviously, stuff like this, I'm willing to make a move on and be open to. But everything else, not really.
I will only use PSA if I ever in my life get a Michael Jordan rookie card.
I'll wait and let other people be the lab rats.
Yeah.
See what they say and see. But I don't know how their label is. If it's going to look like the regular PSA labels that they got, or are they going to...
I don't think they've released the final product yet. They're still working on it.
Yes, I mean, I like what they did with their new labels. I think it's gone a long way.
I don't think there's anything wrong with CBCS.
No. They're just not the standard, the gold standard yet.
No, but I tell you what, dude, like, I mean, they revamped their label, man.
Exactly.
You know, like, and their cases are better.
Agreed.
I would not turn my nose up at a book because it's in the CBCS lab. If I want that book, dude, I bought a Razor number 1 in a PGX lab. Because if I want the book, I don't care what slab it's in. If there's price right and I want the book, I don't, you know.
I will sample them. I'll send some books in to get graded, a couple high dollars, and maybe, 20, 30 mid-dollar books.
No, I have not had that at all.
No. Not specifically, but I think there's going to be a rebound on those.
No, I heard the booth next to me, I heard people talking about it, saying they're obsessed with it. I haven't played the game yet, so I don't know. I know that Jeff the Land Shark has been big. I know his first appearance is big. Nobody specifically has asked me, but I have heard people talking about it.
Secret Wars, 1 through 12. Young Avengers. The Crow. I reread The Crow. That's my jam, homie. That's my jam. Dude.
I'm enjoying Conan. Jim Zub. Okay. He's been doing great writing. That's the book I'd recommend for people to read. That, Transformers, the G.I. Joe books, but yeah, those are cool.
The Unbelievable Gwenpool. I love it. Yeah. I love it. It's kooky, bro. It's kooky and crazy, dude. Like things she says, her little quick, and how she gets out of shit.
I always enjoy reading Thor and Strange Tales. Okay.
I'm ready for it. This movie's gonna be great, dude. Haters gonna hate. Hate on me, baby.
I'm rooting for James Gunn, but I don't know how, because he's better with the team movies. Granted, he's got so many people in this, but I don't know how he can just handle that hope for Superman. So I'm hoping he nails it, though. I think we all are.
I'm really excited for Aliens Earth. I think that's coming out in 2025. Big Alien and Predator fan. That's really what I've been collecting and trying to complete all that stuff. I'm excited for Superman. That should be good.
Now, funny story, I'm walking the con floor, looking at comic vendors and trying to set up some interviews, and I walk by this tiny booth with a glass table with some pretty high-grade comic books in it. And I realized that I recognized one of the guys from YouTube, and that is from Antique Roadshow. Oddly enough, literally the weekend before, out of nowhere, my wife and I just started watching Antique Roadshow. Now, the guy's name is Travis Landry. He Pop Culture Travis on Instagram. All his information will be linked below. But this is somebody that appraises and evaluates comic books, for a living and runs an auction house. So this is someone who is very well versed in the comic book market. So I'm going to share with you guys the conversation I had with him on the con floor and his thoughts on the state of the comic book market and where he thinks the comic book market is going in the future.
Hey everybody, Travis Landry here from Landry Pop Auctions, and we are at Fan Expo New Orleans. So as much as I want and hope that we're going to see the market start to trend upwards again, I think we're going to see strong price results, obviously always for great Golden Age, big Silver Age keys. I think will start trending upwards again. But I think we're going to still feel a lot of pain when it comes to that late Bronze Age and modern keys, because the populations are so high. There's more getting graded every single day. So to hope that that pandemic little peak is going to come back, I think is going to be a rare instance. If I were to bet, I think modern and late bronze is going to keep correcting, but silver and gold should hopefully have an upswing again. High grade early Silver Age DC has been incredibly undervalued. I'm very excited to see what James Gunn's going to be doing now for the new DC universe. I feel just when you compare any great, just look at like say, okay, a Batman 171, first Silver Age Riddler in a 9.0. That's a pretty obtainable book, somewhere around $2,500 to $3,500. Compare that to any Silver Age Marvel key of an equivalent type first appearance in a 9.0. You're going to be paying 4x that price for any, just name any Marvel key, really. I mean, I think great Batman, any great Silver Age DC key is what I would be buying right now. That's what I would hedge on. This would be my general opinion when it comes to anything that brings more people into the hobby. Speculators will always speculate, and that's a hot and cold game, and could be a dicey one to play. But generally speaking, a game that's going to bring all this attention to the hobby is just going to keep regenerating interest. Where a kid growing up playing that game, if he loves Iron Man as a character, if he loves Black Panther, 10, 15 years from now when he's making money, maybe he wants to go back, buy that Tales of Suspense 39, buy a Fantastic Four 52. So it can't hurt. It can only bring more people into our hobby and get more exposure for comic books. It's a good avenue to get people in, but a general rule that I always tell people of when collecting, you have to be a little weary of things that are made to be collectibles, right? Because when something is made to be collectible, it typically never ends up being collected. The reason all these comics we love are highly valued are because nobody in 1964 was really thinking about, hey, let me buy these books, keep them pristine, they got destroyed. When something is marketed as something important that you need to keep, 20 years later, 30 years later, everybody has them. Look at Beanie Babies. I think it was inevitable because when CGC got into their market doing cards, right, you have Beckett, it's just everybody fighting for market share. If they get great graders on it, yes, you know, obviously there's always room in the market. I know a lot of people have they're not loving the label because it's red and white compared to a universal blue, but it's PSA. They got to stay on brand. I'd say, why not? Give them a shot. This is me being a little tough without, my handy dandy GPA tool in front of me all the time. I'm going to guess that's going to be somewhere in the 12 to 1800 range. Okay.
All of his information is going to be in the description below. We did talk a little bit about maybe him coming onto the Into the Void podcast with me and Reverend Wormwood and maybe talking some comic market stuff. All right, let's talk comic book pickups and signatures. There's something in this signature experience that I had that I do find it to be kind of sad in a way and kind of an eye-opener to what some of these signings and these meetups entail for certain stars. We'll get into that in a little bit. First, some comic book pickups. Now, you're going to see with what I got signed and how I went about the signature portion, I did not spend a lot of money on just comic books. Got a good deal on this considering its grade and the fact that it's a newsstand. But I did find a Lobo #1 newsstand, extremely high grade. Now, for this book here, this is just one that if I'm going to have it in my PC, I want that barcode on it. I just think certain books, the barcode just looks good. This is something that I might keep in my personal collection. This next one I got from Willie at WILLY'S Comics. His information is going to be in the description below. Definitely give him a follow. He has a YouTube channel as well. And this is Amazing Heroes issue number 154. And this is the first Adam Hughes cover art. And It's also a newsstand as well, and also extremely high grade. So I pulled this from his back issues, and he gave me a great deal on it. And if you're ever in the Louisiana area, he's pretty much at every single convention. He has an amazing inventory, and his prices are super fair, and he's always willing to work with you. So definitely check him out. And last but not least, I picked this bad boy up. This one's a very nice copy of this. This is Spidey Super Stories issue 31. An incredible cover. Look at this. You've got a dying franchise homaging a dead franchise. Marvel doing Star Wars. Kidding. I'm kidding. Come on. But really, they're both on life support. I've always wanted a nice high-grade copy of this. I've actually been keeping these Spidey Super Stories by the Electric Company when I get them in collections and things like that. So I'm building up a little bit of a collection. But this is definitely one of the best covers. This, the Thanos one, and the Jaws one. So, yeah. Very happy to get this. Pick this up for $40 for this grade. I think is a great deal. So those were the comic book pickups. That's what I got while I was there. Now let's talk signatures. Now the signatures that I got while I was there, I did the Back to the Future thing, and here's the route that I went. I had a Back to the Future 1 from 2015, the J. Scott Campbell variant that was already signed by J. Scott Campbell. Now, what took almost an entire day, and this is even with Captured Collectibles, who is basically a CGC witnessing affiliate, and what they'll do is, if you get them to witness the signatures, one of the benefits is that they will walk you to the front of all the lines. You pretty much get VIP access to meet the stars and get the signatures. You don't get to hang out with them, but you do get to go up there and introduce yourself and get them to sign. All of the Back to the Future comics that I chose. This is the one that I wanted to go with. And so it's got a J. Scott Campbell signature on it already. That does mean that this is going to get a black strip at the top of the comic book because it's going to have to be JSA verified. And, that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think J. Scott Campbell is an easy verification. I don't think people are going to mind it. And on the label, it will say witnessed for all of the other actors that signed it. So we'll get back to the signatures on this comic book in a second. Two other comic books that I got signed because Huey Lewis was there. And Huey Lewis, oddly enough, in this whole thing is kind of the ace in the hole. He's kind of what makes all of this a little more different than some of your Back to the Future memorabilia that you might see out there, okay? We'll get to that in a second, but what I got signed was 2 copies of American Psycho #2, the movie variant, and I got Huey Lewis to sign both of those. Now, if you're not familiar with American Psycho, this scene right here that's on this comic cover, becoming an iconic classic horror movie scene, and once I heard that Huey Lewis was going to be there, I was like, boom, this is the move. Other than the obvious, but this is something that would be unique, and I think if you're a huge horror fan and American Psycho fan, you would love to have this. So I got 2 of these signed in red. Now the other thing that I got signed, and I got this signed by Michael J. Fox, and we'll get into his signing in a second. But I got this Back to the Future sealed VHS. This is the McDonald's 1994 edition. So the reason why I love this so much is because this was the first type of media that I've ever owned Back to the Future in. When I was a kid, we bought this copy, not this copy, but we bought a copy like this from McDonald's, and I played it until it broke. And I don't know where it is. So I found this copy on eBay, got a great deal on it, got Michael to sign this. Now, it is sealed. It does have the MCA watermark on it, which if you're a VHS collector, you'll know that that is kind of what you're looking for. And I do want to get this graded by CGC in the future, but when they start to implement JSA signatures on it, because they will eventually start getting JSA to verify signatures on VHSs. That's what they've said multiple times. So eventually this will be graded with a JSA authentication, and it will just be over in my display case and looked at with glee for all time. Always. He actually did a great job with the signature on this. I like that I gave him the white marker. I think it's cool. It matches kind of the watermark, and it just pops and looks great. I know nothing about grading VHSs, so I don't know what this is going to come back as. If I had to guess, I would say maybe like an 8.5 or something like that. So anything in the 9s would be insane, but yeah. So, awesome signature. The book that I put together, the J. Scott Campbell book. Now, the signatures that I got in this, I got Claudia Wells, James Tolkien, who plays Strickland in Back to the Future, Tom Wilson, who plays Biff, Leah Thompson, who plays Lorraine, Marty's mom, the iconic Christopher Lloyd, who plays Doc Brown, and, of course, Michael J. Fox, who plays Marty. Like I said, the kicker on this is if you go and look up a lot of Back to the Future signed comic books, it is very rare that you will have all of these actors on the same book, much less Huey Lewis on the cover as well. So I think this is going to be one of the first Back to the Future comics with all of the main stars, the main sub-stars, and Huey Lewis on the cover, also signed by the artist. This thing, if you're in the Back to the Future world, is going to be a banger for sure. Is it for sale? Absolutely not. But let me tell you what is for sale. My previous Back to the Future comic, which is also pretty damn incredible. This is Back to the Future #1 from 2015. This is the second printing, which is great for signatures, as you can see. This one came back a 9.6. I currently have this listed on my eBay for $1,500, which is a pretty good price if you look at what the cost of other Back to the Futures comics are, and considering that this is one of the more rare variants signed by both the two main actors, it's a great price. Here's the thing that upsets me about this, and this leads me to the disappointing and kind of upsetting factor about this whole signature process. You'll see this is a 9.6. Now, the spine is perfect, no spine ticks. The only thing that's wrong with this comic, and the reason why I got a 9.6, is because there's a signature blemish on the back of the book. And so if you look, it is kind of hard to see, but it's right here, okay? And it's basically the silver ink. There's a splotch of it right here on the back that this happened during the signing. You know, this is something that's not like a handling or a structural defect, but it is a mishap that happened during the signing. But that's the signature process. Just kind of know the ins and outs. Maybe I can do a video in the future on, tips on getting your book signed and how to prep them and how to care for them and where to go to get them witnessed and things like that. Maybe something for the future. Who knows? But that was the 2025 Fan Expo Con experience. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below what your thoughts were on anything that happened in this video. Appreciate you guys always. Hit like on the way out. We'll see you on the next page.